Hello everyone, and welcome to Minecraft update video of this today. We're now released for Water Trial 1.20 full release update. Let's get started. Now we're starting for trial spawner. Fixed some trial spawner texture inconsistencies. Another for commands. Music will no longer be stopped by the /stop sound command. Slabs and stairs should no longer randomly start placing on the bottom when continuously building. Fixed a bug that causes the environment within a chunk to noticeably change when thousands of blocks away from spawn. Particles generated when breaking leaves will now match the color of the destroyed leaves. Locator maps will now only render head and head attachments. The sound emitted when a player walks on a heavy core block is now controlled by the appropriate slider in the audio references. Breeze rods now render correctly in third-person view. The mace no longer breaks cobwebs and bamboo as fast as swords and other sharp items. The fishing rod hook no longer sticks to actors that have the projectile reflection component. The mace smash attack no longer knocks back mobs that have been tamed by the player wielding the mace. Attacking an entity with a mace enchanted with a wind burst enchantment no longer neglects fall damage. The bug's melee attack no longer applies a slowness effect to the victim. Parrot now correctly imitates the bug when nearby. Witches now always drop 4 to 8 redstone dust on death. This is to improve the viability of farms that utilize witch huts to obtain redstone dust. Moving on for projectiles. The wind charge projectile can now be summoned via the /summon command. Fixed wolf armor, breaking not emitting enough scute particles. Just like that. Mounted entities are no longer immune to wind charge projectile damage. Moving on for crafter. Fixed a bug that causes crafter to be audible from more than 5 blocks distance. Another for blocks. Doors of different materials will now be able to from a double door. The heavy core block is probably scaled in the inventory, but due to same size as an block like MCPE does 182371. The heavy core block is now positioned correctly in item frames. Bell block no longer rings twice when hit with a wind charge projectile. The wind charge model now correctly renders within its bouncing box. Increased player fired wind charge speed by 50%, bringing it into parity with Java Edition. Cover doors now follow the intended design of only dropping when mined with stone, pickaxe, or better. It also, doors no longer drop when top block is mined in creative mode. Except for survival, I'm thinking about this. Added break, fall, hit, jump, land, place, and step sounds for the mob spawner block. Polished andesite slabs can once again be crafted using andesite in the stonecutter. Using Trident with Riptide enchantment now correctly cancels fall damage reduction from wind charge. It was very hard to LG something about this. That's weird. Moving on for banners, mirror the backside of skull, caster, and flow banner textures. Fix it an issue with the Quartz slabs texture. Texture overwrites the intended to target all blocks variants no longer only overwrite the default variant. Area effect clouds no longer shrink when entered by entities immune to the effect. Wind charges thrown by players no longer have a chance of dealing more than 1 damage per hit. Jumping no longer overrides any previous greater upward velocity, and therefore doesn't cancel momentum from a wind burst explosion when both happen at the same time. Fixed a bug where the fall damage protection from a wind charge incorrectly prevented fall damage when landing a second time. Now moving on for the sound. Crafter Craft and Fail sound now have a random pitch offset. Crafter Fail sound now has a max distance of 3 blocks instead of 5. Copper Ball, Break, Place, and Hit sounds are now pitched differently. Copper Grate, Break, Place, and Hit sounds are now pitched differently. Copper Grate Step sounds play at a lower volume. Copper Doors Open sound is now pitched differently. Transponder Break and Place sounds are now pitched differently. Both break and play sounds are now pitched differently. Break, place, and hit sounds now pitched differently for top bricks, and polished top blocks as well. Another one for UI changes. The water breathing effect icon and timer no longer flicker while wearing the turtle helmet. Naturally spawned mushroom stems no longer drop mushrooms when mined. The chance of dropping mushrooms max of 2 from brown and red mushroom block was increased to match Java from 10% per mushroom to 11% as well. Pufferfish now gives Nausea 1 effect instead of Nausea 2 when consumed. Zoglins now play angry sounds when chasing the player or mobs. Bees now start taking drowning damage after 1 second when underwater. This has very drowny when the bee dies. Crafting with oxidized cut copper and stonecutter now yields 2 slabs instead of 1. Crafting quartz bricks from blocks of quartz now yield 4 quartz bricks instead of 1. Trapdoors and fence gates no longer push players or mobs when activated by redstone. Added banana block tag, one-way collidable, that can be used to emulate the one-way collision of doors, trapdoors, and fence gates that don't push out a mob when inside their collision box. The rooted dirt block now has unique sounds to better match the Java edition. A damaged anvil block may now spawn in trail ruins as it would in Java edition. Fixed torch item icon begin temporarily misplaced when transferring it between the inventory and the hotbar when quick move. Smooth Quartz now had its destroy time adjusted to match Java Edition. Bogged no longer levitates when riding a boat, raft, or minecart. Leads now attached to the front of boats instead of their center. Large chests no longer disappear when near the edge of the screen. The player now faces the same direction they exited when re-entering the world. And not alas again! Check this out on the rest of the changes and fixes as well. Check the changelog down below or read over the Minecraft wiki.